ta'ala says, يَحِيقُ الْمَكْرُ السَّيِّئِ وَلَا يَحِيقُ الْمَكْرُ السَّيِّئِ إِلَّا بِأَهْلِهِ. And if they want to connive, the bad conniving and the planning will go back on them. SubhanAllah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, don't worry. Just we rely on Him and He will take care of us. We believe in the Quran that it is the words of Allah and He will take care of us, inshallah. And then He says, وَمَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ الْعِزَّةَ فَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ جَمِيعًا. And if you want power and you want the high places and you want anything, فَلِلَّهِ الْعِزَّةُ جَمِيعًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has this izzah and He's the one who gives it to us. And just like Umar ibn Khattab have said, we are Muslims, we were nothing without, talking about the Arab tribes, we were nothing without Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the position and gave us things with Islam. If we want the high places without Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put us down. And that's where we see. We all talk about al-izzah and pride and we want, but we leave Islam and the Quran behind. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts us down. If we want the things we want for ourselves, we have to go back to Islam and the true Islam and read the Quran and reflect, inshallah. And another example, in Surah An-Naml, where the hudhud, the hudhud went and Sulaiman had given him the book to Saba to tell the people to believe in Allah, and he comes back, and this is the ayah describes what this bird is telling us. وجدتها وقومها يسجدون للشمس من دون الله وزين لهم الشيطان أعمالهم. When he went to deliver the book of Sulaiman to the queen of Sheba and her people, he found them, they bow and they worship others than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And let's look at the simple bird's analysis, the hudhud analysis of the situation. What does he say? ألا يسجد لله الذي يخرج الخبأ في السماوات والأرض ويعلم ما تخفون وما تعلنون. Why don't they? Why are they bowing for a sun? Why don't they bow to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who brings the food out of heaven and earth? Al-Khab, they say, is the worms, because the bird eats the worms and he can fly high and see the worms and come and eat it. And he knows who brings his food. The bird analyzed and knows it is Allah. But he's wondering about these humans. These humans are bound to the sun or to whatever it is, and he says, why don't they bow to the Creator who provides for them? SubhanAllah, a simple bird analyzing and know it is everything is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's asking, why do we give attention and why do we bow and why do we sing for others who cannot help us? SubhanAllah, this bird is advising us. The other thing, when Sulaiman alayhi salam asked to get the throne of the queen of Sheba, and one of the jinn, powerful jinn, told him, I can bring it back before you leave your meeting here, before the meeting is finished. But the Quran tells us, قال الذي عنده علم من كتاب أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك. Somebody who knows the book, who's learned the book, because as we said, in the book everything is explained. He said, I can bring it to you before your eyes close and open. SubhanAllah, because he knows the book. But we choose to read other books and we leave the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says everything is in it. If you want power and anything it's in it, we prefer to read other things. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing us, he who had the knowledge of the book brought the throne back in no time at all. And when he brought the throne back, let's see what's going in the mind of Sulaiman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, فلما رآه مستقرا عنده. When Sulaiman alayhi salam, we seen this throne in front of him, what did he say? هذا من فضل ربي. This is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't brag to his people around him, look at my power, I get anything I wish, see how easy it is for me to get what I want. He put it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Qarun said, أتيت على علم عندي. I got it from my knowledge. And most of us are arrogant like this. This is what I gained throughout life experience and how smart I am. But Sulaiman alayhi salam right away said, هذا من فضل ربي. This is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ليبلوني أم أشكر أم أكفر. It's a test from Allah. Am I thankful? Do I say Alhamdulillah and I say it's from Allah? Or do I disbelieve? Subhanallah. And then one more ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, in Surah Al-Hajj, رُبَّمَا يَوَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْ كَانُوا مُسْلِمِينَ. In a lot of cases that unbelievers or those who disbelieve wish they were Muslims. SubhanAllah. But do they become or not, that is up to Allah, because إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِ مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You do not guide whoever you please, but it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who guides whoever He please. And I share with you a couple of examples. One of our employees, non-Muslims, we were working late and it was the time for Isha prayer. So alhamdulillah, some of the employees went to pray al-Isha and he could listen to the Quran read, and he came to me next day and said, Subhanallah, I was listening to the Quran and how peaceful it is and how most of the guys just went up to pray. It is so wonderful and so nice to listen to this. Subhanallah, ربما يود الذين كفروا لو كانوا مسلمين. How many of those who disbelieve would wish they are believers? And another case, another employee comes to me and says, well, you guys have your God to go back to when you have a problem, but I have nothing. Who do I go back to when I have a problem? Subhanallah, أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرِّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ. Who answers the prayers of somebody who has a problem if he asks? Alhamdulillah that we have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to go back to in our problems, and we don't realize, subhanallah. So here we read in the Quran how many of those that do not believe wish they were believers. And the last ayah I'll share with you now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانْظُرُوا كَيْفَ بَدَأَ الْخَلْقِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, walk on earth and find out how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start the creation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering us to walk around and go and analyze to find the start of the creation. And subhanallah, we watch in the news the other day in Switzerland, they've created this big thing to study the Big Bang and the creation and how did it start. How many Muslims decided to put their money to study and find? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to go and find and walk and analyze and find the start of the creation. كيف بدأ الخلق? How did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start the creation? But we left it. And we leave and we call everything tawakkul ala Allah. It's not our business. We sleep at home and we call this is tawakkul ala Allah. And we see the non-Muslims has taken these things, have taken the order of Allah, go around and find how did He find the creation. I don't know if they'll find an answer or not, but at least they're trying. They're spending their time and effort trying to find the answer where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed it upon us as Muslims. Go and find how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all the science, as I always say, I look and analyze the science advancement, is taking us to the Quran and taking us to understand and know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala better. And the best example, we look at the MP3 player, and the more memory it has, we see movies and we can have movies of ourselves. When we were young, we were told that in the Day of Judgment we'll have a book that tells us all our deeds. We can hold it in our hand with our whole life. And slowly but surely we're getting to see that in real life here. The MP3 player, the smaller it gets and much more. So in the Day of Judgment, inshallah, it will be something like this, but easy searchable. Searchable any moment, analyzed and indexed. Subhanallah, as technology goes forward, we're seeing these things. Before, we used to think they are miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing us this miracle, so we increase our iman and increase our belief, inshallah, because all this brings things to us, and as it says in the Quran, وَجَدُ اللَّهَ عِنْدَهُ. It's the disbelievers is like who disbelieve, it's like a mirage. When they go to the water, they find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there. And all this science and knowledge is taking us closer to Allah if we analyze and we understand and we find Allah, and everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in the Quran is there, but we are too busy because we don't want to analyze and we reflect. So as we're reading the Quran in the months of the Quran, please take a few minutes at the end of your reading. If you read 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, take 2-3 minutes and say, pick on a few words and say, what have I learned? What was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling me? And this way we get the best of both worlds. We get the sawab for reading and we understand, because the Quran is shifa and cure. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us with the Quran, inshallah. اللهم اهدنا يا مولانا فيمن هديت